Hello, scrappers and casters. In tonight's video, I'm going to go ahead and cast. Well, I wanted to cast the plate, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I kind of want to just cast this middle part here. This is a replica of a 1916 Mercury dime or Winged Liberty dime. I don't know. I have some copper slag left over in this crucible. So I didn't clean it before it cooled down, so now it's hardened inside. So I kind of want to get that out of there, and I'm gonna go ahead and melt some copper fittings, copper pieces here. I got about 6 or 7 pieces that I'm gonna load inside that crucible. Excuse me. And yeah, pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fill sand around this area here, and then hopefully flip this over, and then I'm just gonna try and pour this section out right here, and pretty much see how it works out. I mean, that's a close-up of it right there. So we'll go ahead and get this mold put together and get the furnace started, and we'll go ahead and melt some copper. Okay guys, the mold's all made up. I just wanted to show you the detail this casting sand does on something like this. I mean, you could see like every little detail. I mean, the number might fill in a little bit right there, and maybe the legend, but it was kind of like that on the original one too. Like the 6 was filled in a little bit, and then this wasn't really a good cast. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna come out perfectly because this literally doesn't have much of a lip. So when I pour it in the center here, it's probably gonna roll down the sides here, which means there's gonna be a lot of cleanup. But I'm just curious to see how it's gonna look. I mean, I eventually want to get this one here maybe cut out. I just need to get a sample first to see how good the cast is gonna be. But I want to cut this out eventually and maybe put something to reinforce it underneath, like maybe a small thin piece of wood or something like that. And then I could actually go ahead and cast this like an actual coin inside, you know, the sand mold. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get the furnace heated up. I've already got the crucible loaded with all the stuff. Just some fittings. And there was a little piece of, that was that cord from that popcorn maker that I scrapped out in the last video. That was the cord that I had stripped. So we just got that in there. I just want to get rid of it. And then the fittings that was donated today by one of our customers. So anyways, I'll get the furnace set up and we'll get rolling. Almost falling. Yeah, don't want to do that. That's all slag. That was from the last belt. That was what was stuck at the bottom. There's really not much copper in here, but it'll be enough to make maybe a coin. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go ahead and put some borax in here. I'm going to let this melt down a little bit more. And then I'll spray some borax in there just to get the rest of it to the top. So we'll go ahead and start this back up, and we'll bring you back. That's pretty much all I'm gonna put in. Just maybe a teaspoon. All right, we'll open that up, pour it right in. Let that melt down a minute. What's happening is all the impurities are gathering to one area. You can actually physically see it. Now it is bubbling up. Wouldn't recommend keeping the cover open while you do that. And then just give it a quick little stir. Get all those impurities together. You can actually see them coming off the bottom of the crucible now, and they're actually floating to the top. There's always a little bit that gets stuck to steel, but that'll melt off if I leave it in there long enough. So we'll go ahead and start the furnace back up, and we'll go ahead and bring you in for slag removal and then final pour. All right, propane's off. Yep. See if we just scoop the rest of that slag out. It's pretty shallow there, but there is a little bit of slag. Put that right there. I just don't know if there's going to be any leftover material, so I have another mold on standby. There's a tiny little bit of slag in there, but not much. If that gets close enough to the wood, it will catch fire, even a couple inches away. So let's go ahead and pour this and see how it comes out. Hopefully I'd have a steady pour. Nope. Nope, not a good grip. And not bad. Yep, that's one of the nuisances. So pretty much just enough. So we'll go ahead and let that burn out for a minute, and we'll bring it back when we're ready to get it out of there. Okay guys, she's cooled down enough where I'm confident that I'd like to get this out of here. Actually, the details might have came out pretty good. No, not really. I hesitated when I was pouring. I was afraid that it was going to do that. But actually, it might be okay. Let's see what happens. The details are still there. Well, I don't really know. I can't tell. Looks like there's a little bit of crud right here. But I thought I saw some pour lines, which I think right up there looks like a line where it connected. That means one part cooled a lot quicker than the other part, and it finally joined up and formed that line. It happens. I mean, this is my first attempt doing this, so. All right, we'll go ahead and get it cleaned up, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, guys. I got the crucible cleaned out. Let's see if that helps. Not really, but yeah, there's not much left in there now. I'll tell you, using borax definitely helps. It really does, especially when you want to clean your crucibles. I mean, it just gets all the impurities in one spot. So that's what the original one looked like. I can't say I'm satisfied, and I can't say that I'm not. I mean, that's pretty much how it came out. Sorry for the shadow. This angle looks a little better because there's no shadow. But I mean, you could see clearly where, especially in the video when I was pouring, I hesitated because I really didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to splash out towards me, like it did a little bit in the beginning. But what happened was this section cooled a little quicker than this did before it could mend together, and that's why I have that line that goes up. I mean, it's not all the way through. I mean, the back looks horrible, but that's what to be expected with casting in copper, especially if it's an open pour like that. So, but honestly, doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with that, I guess. I mean, you can see some of the date, especially the 9 and the 1 there. And then, I mean, you could kind of make that out if you knew what you were looking for. Liberty's definitely stands out. So, anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, and you'll be alerted when future videos are posted to YouTube. Thank you very much for watching.